And it is Bommber in the blue and silver. And it is Nareeruk in gold and white. It's the fourth time Bommber has fought as a professional. And he just jabs away here against Nareeruk. Now throws a hooking right hands. Just tries to counter with his right hands.
Nareeruk has basically split his career 50-50 between his native Thailand and here in Australia. This is actually his seventh fight on these shores. He's undefeated back in Thailand, hasn't tasted success on these shores, and his work is going to be cut out tonight, although he catches Bommber coming in there with a very crisp, stiff left jab.
Yeah, nice jab there, Nareeruk, who gets one away, and then a body shot comes forth from Bommber. And he throws his combinations. Nareeruk just wears him in the gloves. That one is low from Bommber. Very low. Nareeruk, he's just waiting to see. And I believe it's had an impact. That one was menacingly low. Oh, dear.
Ignatius Missilides sending Nareeruk to the neutral corner, just above our commentary position. Of course, he can take up to, 5 minutes if he's... no, he's just given the nod.
Yeah, he nodded his head. He said, I'm all right, but I can't imagine that he is, because if that one got through like it appeared to, it would have been painful stuff, but he's toughing it out, and hooking now is Bommber, who goes 1, 2, and 3. Nice sharp combinations that he's throwing. Nareeruk tries to find the jab to the body, and again, and the counter shot from the right hand of Bommber just whizzes by. Then he goes 1, 2 down the guard and gets that nod from Nareeruk. Seems to be his thing.
And just short then on the next occasion from Bommber, although finished that combination with a lovely left rip to the body. Fast hands, Benny Bommber, just slightly the radar is a little awry at the moment.
He wants that counter right hand, doesn't he?
Looking to punch through the guard of the Thai veteran, who nods at him almost to call him on here, as if, well, I've tasted your power and I'm not that fazed by it as yet.
He didn't like the one that went below the belt, but the rest of them he's handled pretty well. Nareeruk.
Few do.
1, 2 from Bommber. Body shot from Bommber. Nareeruk wears him nicely. 1, 2, and 3 goes Bommber. The third of them was the menacing one, but Nareeruk just ducked his head out of the way of that. Counter right hand gets through.
That was a lovely punch. Not much offense from the Thai. And look at that combination from Benny Bommber. Great name for a fighter as well, Ben, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. He's perfectly suited to this. And at the moment, he's just feeling his way through. Oh, takes a good counter right hand to the body. Nareeruk with, well, it has to be said, one of his only punches of the opening round. He scored with it to the body. Nareeruk in Melbourne on the Zarafa v Hardman undercard. And counter right hand from Nareeruk early in this round. Bommber gets back on his jab combinations, but just into the guard of Nareeruk.
Yeah, the Thai has taken a lot of punches on his gloves. He's got the peekaboo defence, as you can see there, and Benny Bommber happy to try and just drive his punches through that guard with the heavier hands. But the Thai so far has been a pretty tough nut to crack cleanly.
He covers up nicely, defends himself well. He's probably would be well advised to throw a bit more, Nareeruk, but as he takes that one to the body, you'd think the body shots would be the spot for Bommber, and he finds a good one there. That was a nice left hand that did get through to the body of Nareeruk. Wild uppercut in counter misses from Bommber. 1, 2 he goes. That one got around the sides, and so did that. Nareeruk, though, wears them well and lunges back forward and hangs on.
Nareeruk has been stopped a couple of times in his 6 losses, but he's showing good resilience here. Benny Bommber tattooing his body with big, heavy blows to both sides of the torso. Also going head hunting, but he hasn't caught him clean to the head so far as Benny Bommber. Still well and truly in control of this bout as we just passed the midway mark of the second of 6, or a scheduled 6.
That one crept low again from Bommber. Nareeruk tries to hang on. And combination punching from Bommber again. That crept through the guard. There's his body shot. Good shot again from Bommber. That left hand to the body is a good punch for Benjamin Bommber.
And Bommber very confident letting his hands go because he knows, Ben, that there's just not much coming back. He has been caught with a stiff jab and one good body shot, but he can basically
stop.
Go.
Just watch the back of his head, all right?
There's the warning from Ignatius Missilides. No punching to the back of the head, of course, but Bommber can let both hands go, really unload off both wings, knowing that he's not in any grave danger of wearing much in return.
1-2 he goes, Bommber. Just behind the head there of Nareeruk, who takes that one to the side of the head and then hangs on. And again, he turns that right hand around behind the guard of Nareeruk.
That was a cracking right hand, but Nareeruk did take it well, and he's very short then, and his punches is the tie, missing by a long way. Another clear cut Benny Bommber round. He's got 2 in the bank. This is scheduled for 6, but not quite target practice, but certainly our top for the third stanza of a scheduled 6 here at the super middleweight limit.
Nareeruk smiles as they come out and they touch gloves before round number 3 commences, and Bommber gets to work, hooking around his left hand and following up with straight rights, just mixing things up and trying to get through the guard, as he does just there for a moment, of Nareeruk, who comes forward and looks to the body. Doubling up the left hands is Bommber.
Valuable experience for Benny Bommber. He knows that, barring a catastrophe, and you're only ever 10 seconds from disaster, that he's well and truly in control of this fight. But great experience against an ultra-defensive fighter, having to change up his tactics and learn his ring craft in terms of trying to pull apart this wily old tie to get through that peekaboo guard. And while he's getting everything his own way in terms of the volume of punches, he's not catching him cleanly as often as he'd like, and it's valuable experience for Benny Bommber.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Bruce. He's having moments, but he is having to try and solve him out. They're better body shots. That's better stuff as he turns it around the card, and Nareeruk just jumps out.
When you went out, just watch the elbow, okay?
Another warning from Ignatius Missilides to Bommber. Oh, the body shot is a good one. That is that left rip to the body from Bommber.
Stand back.
Bit of blood from the nose of Nareeruk now.
There's 75 seconds remaining in the third. It's been another clear-cut Benny Bommber round. There's Nareeruk. He's not even really fighting in fits and spurts. He's basically throwing something back offensively, maybe every 40 or 45 seconds. And finally he's dropped with a cracking right hand over the top.
Yeah, 2 right hands. He doubled it up and he got Nareeruk on the side of the head. He's been looking for that spot around the guard. He found it with 2 in succession, did Ben Bommber.
This way.
And still 45 seconds left in round 3, so Bommber will fancy himself to finish this off, and he doubles up the left hand and then he looks for that right hand. The left rip to the body gets through. The counter right hand just whizzes by. Chasing is Bommber, and hanging on is Nareeruk.
He'll be looking for the spectacular finish now, Benny Bommber. Just 20 seconds for Nareeruk to negotiate to get out of the third round and push this one into the second half of the fight. And he's going to use all of his experience to try and negotiate these final 10 seconds.
Body shot and counter, Nareeruk. Tough guy. Here's Waiwit Nareeruk, who hit the canvas for the first time in this fight during that round, but survives. And
match, and not just 4-0, but to make sure all 4 victories are coming by the short route.
Looks well placed to do so. Nareeruk is starting to feel a bit of that power. The Thai veteran, 43 years of age, tough fella to take a fight like this. And there is a good left rip again, and 1, 2, and 3 goes Ben Bommber, and that should just about do it. The referee, Ignatius Missolidis, says that is enough. Tough stuff, Nareeruk, but Bommber too good, as he was always expected to be, and he continues on his winning.
The end comes at 31 seconds into round number 4. Your referee, Ignatius Missolidis, calls a stop to this contest for your winner by TKO, fighting out of the red corner, Benjamin Bommber.